is an organization at Chapman that focuses on advocacy for health and social reform. They lead semester-based projects partnering with various health nonprofits, along with partaking in smaller-scale action through meeting activities. Anyone can join regardless of major, making it the perfect hub for students passionate about leadership and advocacy. For this project, we decided to work with Aura and their October focus on breast cancer awareness. Doing so, we collected data on Chapman students' awareness of Aura and breast cancer through survey distribution.
Hello everyone, today's data report is brought to you by Jocelyn. I'll be explaining to you all what we received in our data. To start off, we asked if anyone knew about the club Aura, and if so, what did they know? We got a few responses saying yes, they knew about their general focus, they've seen flyers, but a general response was of no, and that is why we are here to promote Aura. Following question that we asked was if they knew about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We got responses of 89.2% saying yes and 10.8% saying no. We also asked if anyone has any experience or concerns about breast cancer awareness that they would like to share. A student shared that during their senior year of high school, their mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. This was concerning to the student, for they had to witness their mother go through chemotherapy, lose hair. But the student and their family, in support of their mother, shaved their hair to be with this challenge with their mother and let the mother know that she's not alone. We asked what age do they think women with average risk are recommended to start getting mammograms yearly. We got a good response of 51.4% saying 35. And last but not least, we asked if men can get diagnosed with breast cancer. We got the response of 70.3% saying yes and 29.7% saying no. Yes, men can get breast cancer.
We also conducted interviews with a variety of people: students, a member of Aura's exec board, and a Chapman staff member, all offering their unique insights and understandings of Aura and breast cancer.
Good to meet you. I'm Nancy Brink.
Hi, I'm Madison. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Brooke. I serve as the Vice President of External Relations for Aura.
Really fantastic to have you. Wanted to run through a few questions about the initiative that you are a part of, that you brought me into. Last month, it was a lot about breast cancer and bringing up all these different plans and treatments and a lot of awareness. Just wanted to get rolling with some questions for you.
Of course.
Slightly spoke already about Aura and breast cancer awareness, but what was your first introduction to the club?
I believe it was my spring semester of sophomore year. I realized that I wanted to be a part of Chapman, beyond just like sports and Greek life. And when I was researching some of the clubs and organizations that are listed on the Chapman website, I saw Aura as one of them. And I think me being a pre-nursing emphasis student, their mission in terms of like social reform and health reform, I think was super impactful beyond just like the whole like pre-dental fraternities or the pre-health fraternities that we see here or the professional fraternities we see here on campus. I just really enjoyed Aura's mission statement. And so after I saw that, I attended one of their meetings, and then ever since then, I just have been an active member ever since.
I heard about them on campus being like a club for inclusivity and trying to spread like health awareness and volunteering.
So what comes to mind when you think of breast cancer awareness?
Exactly 50 years ago, I was in college myself, and my mother died of breast cancer while I was in college. So this was before mammography was in widespread use, and she was in a pretty rural part of Texas. And so they didn't even find it until what I now know would have been stage 4, but they weren't even staging cancer in that way.
Have you ever participated in awareness events such as walks or fundraisers? And if so, what made you want to join them?
I would say yes. I do recall growing up doing a lot of like breast cancer awareness, like walk for the cures, those kind of stuff. I mean, my grandma had breast cancer growing up. Thankfully my mom's in the clear right now. But I think it was just one of those like health initiatives where it was so impactful seeing like a bunch of women coming together. That was kind of the reason that made me want to join.
I have. My high school did fundraisers for breast cancer awareness during the month of October, and we all wore pink bows and pink palms and changed up whatever we could to pink to help spread awareness.
Are there any experiences or concerns you'd like to share about breast cancer awareness?
This is actually quite an interesting question. I'm currently in pathophysio, and just today we began our discussion on cancer, and some of the statistics and the facts that our professor presented was so interesting. Breast cancer is the most prevalent for females, obviously, and I think something that is quite interesting is just how many people it impacts. And I also, something that was a little bit hopeful was how benign a lot of breast tumors are. And so I know there's like this big emphasis of like breast cancer and all this kind of stuff, but there has been increasing numbers of better prevention treatments and better outcomes in terms of chemotherapy and that kind of stuff. So we're on the up.
I just think there are so many good resources to help people find out about whether or not they've got breast cancer. And it's not even just women. Men can have breast cancer too.
Correct.
Do you know what a mammogram is, and are you comfortable describing it?
Yeah, so we just learned about this and did review in my class today. So like the mammogram is like the digital imaging of your breast and your breast tissue.
They're uncomfortable, but for me it's one of the highlights of my year in terms of my health that I have the privilege of that kind of screening now. It is the oddest experience because you stand in front of a machine and they literally put your breast tissue between two plates and squish it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh.
So that you can get the best possible image. And you do 2 different views on each side.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't take long at all. They check them really quick to make sure they've gotten good images. One of the things I know that has changed in policy is if they see something suspicious or something, they have to follow up with you by U.S. mail.
Oh, wow.
And you also get a clear thing by U.S. mail. So I'm a part of Kaiser, so normally I would get it through my portal. I'd get, here's your results, that kind of thing. But for breast cancer, there's been a law to make sure that women who have a questionable screening know about it, so something can be done right away.
It's the best detection for breast cancer physically, but also I will say something that's quite interesting that I think is interesting for people to know is we found that there has been no benefits of getting mammograms in terms of better health outcomes. Our professor found, and some of the research that we've done found, that mammograms don't have a lot of benefit. In fact, the only thing they've done is just detect breast cancer more. But in terms of their benefit for preventative medicine, there's been none at all.
Yeah.
So honestly, our professor even proposed to us how mammograms honestly don't serve much of a benefit beyond just early detection. But with that early detection, there has been no scientific evidence that has better outcomes, if that makes sense. That was a lot of information.
No, thank you for the insight, Brooke. And it's great that you're learning about this in class, because a lot of people, will go their whole life without knowing a lick of it. So diving in is the best you can do.
How do you think we can raise more awareness about breast cancer?
I think maybe doing more school-wide events. I haven't seen a lot about breast cancer on the Chapman campus yet, and I think that would be nice to see and nice to show support for those who have loved ones or who have gone through breast cancer.
What age do you think women with average risk are recommended to get or to start getting their first mammograms yearly? It's constantly changing, so that's why it's really important to be up to the standard of our healthcare.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the range of breast cancer detection is like 42 to 58. So I think per like health standard, the recommendation is about like 40 to 42.
It's really quite incredible to see the amount of yearly breast cancer patients that come about. And do you have an estimate on how many women are diagnosed with breast cancer in the U.S. in 2025 this year?
Yeah, I want to say around 300,000, which is such a large number.
Yeah, it's incredible and scary to think about. 50% of the population in the United States is women, and how this so severely can affect a majority of our population is trembling. Do you know if men can get diagnosed with breast cancer?
Men can get diagnosed with breast cancer. It has to do with like the your estrogen level. Men have estrogen. Obviously, it's quite rare, and we haven't gone into the more logistics or physiological aspects of how they do, but I know that men can get diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah, they can. Obviously, super rare, as you said, but still working to help the women, so it's a little hard to get to that really niche subject.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's so much research that needs to be done on breast cancer, whether that's in regards to detecting it, preventing it, or curing it. For women, there's a 1 in 8 risk of being diagnosed with breast cancer over a lifetime. But what can the Chapman community do to support the cause? A good first step is checking out Aura's website. It's filled with educational resources and petitions in regards to breast cancer awareness and support. It's important that we as a Chapman community do what we can to support one another, and getting involved with Aura is the perfect first step.